Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Provoked Thoughts, and we in the building, man, tonight for another one, another one, another one. What we got going on here, man, is the great distraction. Everything that we always knew would happen has always happened and will continue to happen, man. They trying to bait and switch us, or maybe Trump is trying to bait and switch us. But we'll be back in a minute. Hit my theme music. Hey, how's everybody doing this evening on a Wednesday? It's your boy, Mr. Provoked Thoughts. This is Provoked Thoughts Live. If it is your first time coming to watch me, listen to me do commentary, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the share, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure that you hit that notification bell so that when I go live, you know about it. Please hit the like button. It's not that hard. It lets people know that I'm worth watching. If you're worth watching me just for 15 seconds, just do it, please. All right. So, for everybody that's coming in, ain't nobody really in here right now, but we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cracking. Um, and it seems to me that I figured out what people like. People like salaciousness. People like to know who's zooming who. And it's interesting to me that out of all of the things that Donald Trump has done so far as a president, I mean, first of all, he helped him and Elon Musk helped rescue two people from outer space. Number one. Number two, he's been able to stop a few wars from happening. Another thing, he's bringing our economy back. Food prices are coming down, gas prices are coming down. Admit it, like it, love it, or not. He has closed our borders. And he is invoking the mass deportation operation. He's bringing jobs back. He's brought peace to Rwanda and the Congo. But it seems like to me that all people are worried about is if he is on some list that's done went through so many hands over so many years that if he was actually on a list and they wanted to get him so bad, they would have released the list. This list, this list, this list. And it's so funny that you get all of these accomplishments, the things that some people that are Trump supporters say they voted for. However, they worried about the Epstein list. Now, one thing that we do know is what's done in the dark definitely comes to the light, as we can see with the auto pen scandal, as we can see with Fonnie Willis, as we can see with Letitia James, as we will continue to see with all the hypocrites on the Democratic side. But let's just be honest and let's just be real. Why is it that a lot of people who support Trump and voted for him saw this man almost die on a stage and continue going and continue to fight? They really believe that if there was a list and the Democrats that did everything, including try to murder the man, if he was on this list in any type of way that was incriminating or defamating or defecating or, anything that would look like anything, they would have released it. This is for all of those. I know you want to know, and it's some people that just want to know because they want to see who else is on the list. But come on, man, we got a lot more fish to fry. Would you rather have a list? Let's just ask like this: would you rather have a list, or would you rather have lower gas prices? Would you rather have a list, or would you rather that your salary actually makes sense when you go to the grocery store, pay all your bills, and are able to save money? Are you worried about a list when you are trying to buy a house? Or are you worried about a list when you're trying to purchase anything? Or are you worried about a list when you're trying to get a job? Are you worried about a list when you watching somebody with free food stamps get more food than you in a store and all you have is $200? You worried about a list? Accountability will come for anybody who was on that list that did anything, so-called list or whatever, that did anything. And they're using it to, in one part, to try to taint somebody's image. The president of the United States, again, same thing they've done before. So we got to understand that we got to do better. We got to stop with the foolishness because it's a distraction, man. It's literally a distraction. This man is literally thinking about things like, how am I going to get Putin to stop killing people in Ukraine? Hmm. How am I going to make sure that these tariffs work so that we can actually start the external revenue service and possibly people don't have to pay taxes no more? Maybe he's thinking about how he's going to help some of the migrants that's actually here working and doing a decent job, and he might want to make sure that they stay. Maybe he's worried about the fact that people still threatening his life. Maybe he's worried about keeping all the promises that he made on the campaign trail when he did his rallies. And in none of those rallies did he say anything about an Epstein list or anything like that. He said he was going to close the border, drill, baby, drill, no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime. The Epstein list was not in the big, beautiful bill. Okay? The big, beautiful bill is his entire campaign promise in one bill. It has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. None of that. That's some sidebar. Y'all over there looking at salads. And there's some meat over here that we need to get to. Honest to goodness. And can nobody say it better than my boy, Donald Trump? Say what you got to say, homie.
Mr. President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your Attorney General told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
No, it's not the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters, and Comey before him.
Oh, by the way, Comey's daughter got fired today. Crazy. She done lost her job. Po thing. You out here, you went after Diddy. I think you went after Trump at some point. I don't know, dog. You probably at the house chilling where you're supposed to be.
And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy.
And that's true, man. They come up with all type of stuff, okay? all type of stuff and scandalon and everything, and something that really happened with Joe Biden just being a loony bird and out of his box. Everybody to get up and talk about that want to plead the fifth. The fifth, okay? So you better understand that it's serious out here. It's cool when they do it, problem when we do it, and that's it. That's all. And it's it's crazy because who in the heck right now, man? I need my money. I ain't nobody worried about anybody on that list. You gonna got y'all been out here this doggone long. We gonna get you. Don't worry about it. We gonna get them. Don't even trip. You got to be patient, man. We trying to fix the economy. This ain't about no money here. This right here ain't even about no money. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, people. Y'all need to get your lives together. Woo, woo, Jesus.
They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. Like in New York, we have a communist running. He may get elected too, actually, but he'll destroy the city. No, it's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements, we've had a great gentleman. Yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago.
Man, longer than that. It's been about 5. I think he's been gone a minute. Jesus.
I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it.
I mean, look, y'all, let me tell you something. When it comes down to Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files and the Epstein tapes, of course you kind of want to know who was on the list or whatever. But truth be told, just because you had lunch with the man, or just because you were seen in a picture with the man at a party where everybody was at, where you got pictures of everybody with Diddy, but that don't mean that everybody that took a picture with Diddy was doing anything with Diddy. I mean, come on. Just because you snap a picture, that puts you in a whole scenario. People put you in positions that you didn't even get in because they saw you in the picture. A picture is a millisecond in time. We got to start to understand what the heck is going on, man. The distractions is coming our way. And the reason why they're trying to distract you from that is simple, because the man is out here winning. He's kicking all types of ass. And there's no way that they can really compete or say anything because he's kicking ass. So they have to come up with the most salacious, because they can't talk about what he's doing as a president, because he's probably going to go down as the best president in American history. The man will probably win the Nobel Peace Prize within the next year, and they are really going to crap themselves when that happens. I'm not going to sit around like all these other people and be like, oh my God, the Epstein files, and oh, why is he not releasing it? Or, I don't know what's going on. If they had anything on Trump while they had these files for 10 years floating around, going through everybody's hands, they definitely, most certainly, most absolutely would have put that out there. If it would have made Trump look bad in any way, they would destroy themselves to make Trump look bad. That is what they're doing now. That is what they are doing right now. The Democratic Party is destroying themselves because they hate Trump so much. So if they had any information about Jeffrey Epstein, please believe me, they would have gave it up by now. It would have been long. It would have been back in 2016 that we would have got that information. They put the Access Hollywood crap out. They threw E. Jean Carroll and Stormy Daniels and everything that they possibly could at us. And this ain't for the people who don't support Trump, because you're not going to support Trump even if Jesus told you to. Which he should have when you saw a bullet whiz through his ear. So you're not. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones. You know, the ones that wasn't down in 2016. The ones that wasn't down in 2020 didn't realize how good their pockets was. That wasn't down all through the Biden administration when they watched them undo everything and open the borders and mandate us to stay at home or get a vaccine or lose our jobs. That wasn't down with them in 2024 or right now. You're gonna have to show me more than a Epstein file that ain't nobody seen and everybody's assuming to make me change my mind. So you see the files, then what? Then what? Then you're gonna want somebody to do something about it. You want them to dance, 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 man. Let the man get the economy together. Let him get our pockets together. Let him get peace all over the earth and shut up about it and enjoy it. Keep men out of women's sports. That was more important than Epstein. I'm just saying. We just really need to get it together and understand that. Honest to goodness, I know it's people that are on my channel that like my R. Kelly content that absolutely hate Donald Trump. But tell me what you're going to do if the man pardons R. Kelly. You going to still call him a racist? You going to still say, oh, he ain't going to do nothing for black people because, you know, he's a racist and he's the Central Park Five. That's what you're going to do? Or are you going to keep it real and say, well, maybe this man ain't racist. Maybe I was digging him when everybody else was digging him and putting him in all the rap songs. And he was a good dude back then. And he a good dude now and donated to all type of charities and all type of stuff. Done open up opportunity zones for black people in counties and in the Carolinas. And, you know, was working on something with Ice Cube, which Ice Cube is a great opportunity to get back on it. So let's just be honest with ourselves, man, and not fall for the distractions like a lot of us did when it came to Elon Musk and they little beef. You know, it's be these little tiddlywinks of things that's been coming along just to distract the people while they try to do their little bull crap. But I think that this ain't what they want. They don't really want these Epstein files out like that. It's not going to be a good look. I don't think it's going to be fun for them at all. But at the end of the day, we cannot allow distractions to get us off task and not focus on what's really happening. The only reason why you're hearing about it is because they're talking about it. The Epstein files have been there all along, and nobody has been clamoring to get them out now. Not until he said what he said when they asked him the question, "Why are you still talking about Epstein?" We got 20 little girls that have drowned in Texas, hundreds of people, 100 some odd people dead. And y'all want to cut into all of that to talk about Epstein. I don't know. and been talking about it ever since. What if you look up and something miraculous happens again with Trump and some of the things he's doing? We still going to, oh, but Epstein and the files, and I want the files. Is that what we're gonna do? Or are we gonna have some common sense and watch game unfold and understand when we're being distracted from the good that he's done? That's a distraction, everybody. We had a president that was in a coma, and everybody else ran the job for him. He didn't do anything. He didn't pass any policy. He didn't pardon anyone. And our last chance to make sure that democracy is correct and the Constitution is correct the way that it and correctly interpreted as it's written right now, we actually got somebody to do it, and we worried about Epstein. An Epstein list. Hooey. Any waitresses want to trade no taxes on tips for the list? Anybody? Any takers on that? It's crazy work. That's exactly what it is. It's crazy work. But we're going to go ahead and get on up out of here. It's going to be a short one tonight. It has been your boy, Mr. Provoke Thoughts, and I just want to throw those thoughts out at you real quick so that we can have a conversation. Like I said, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the notification bell to let you know. And I promise you, we're going to keep it light, keep it mellow. We're going to have our panels. We're going to do our thing. But tonight, we up out of here real quick. I had to go on my little rant. I'll holler at y'all. Be easy.